Hey y'all, my name is Christian. I'm a millennial, and this is the Millennial Mind. Millennials get a bad rap for being lazy, non-productive members of society. We also get told that our opinions are warped and don't matter. This podcast is designed to express a point of view on the world as a whole, but from a millennial's perspective. I will talk about love, current events, pretty much everything that comes to mind. Come join me on this journey on speaking my mind, and I would love for you to speak your mind as well. This podcast is sponsored by Anchor. Anchor is the easiest way to make a podcast. It gives you everything you need in one place for free, which you can use right from your phone or computer. Creation tools allow you to record and edit your podcast so it sounds great. They'll distribute your podcast for you so it can be heard everywhere, even on platforms such as Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and many more. You can easily make money from your podcast with no minimum listenership. Download the Anchor app today or go to anchor.fm to get started. Once again, you can download the Anchor app, that's ANCHOR, or go to anchor.fm to get started. Hey y'all. Welcome to another episode of The Millennial Mind. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey on speaking my mind. And I hope that all of you are speaking your mind as well. So I said probably a few episodes now that I was going to stop talking about the coronavirus because it's just getting more and more depressing by the day. But this particular week, I have to talk about it because people are going crazy. They have gone mad. And basically what I want to do is read some lyrics so that you can see where I'm going. So some song lyrics. And this is from Michael Jackson's song, They Don't Care About Us. I love Michael Jackson. I stan Michael Jackson. I'm a Michael Jackson fan. And he made this song years ago. And it's funny how it applies today. So I'll read a little bit of it. Skinhead, deadhead, everybody gone bad. Situation, aggravation, everybody allegation. In the suite, on the news, everybody dog food. Bang, bang, shot dead, everybody's gone mad. All I want to say is that they don't really care about us. All I want to say is that they don't really care about us. Beat me, hate me, you can never break me. Will me, thrill me, you can never kill me. Sue me, everybody do me. Kick me, don't you black or white me. All I want to say is that they don't really care about us. All I want to say is that they don't really care about us. Tell me what has become of my life. I have a wife and 2 children who love me. I am the victim of police brutality. Now I'm tired of being the victim of hate. You're raping me of my pride. Oh, for God's sake. I look to heaven to fulfill his prophecy. Set me free. All I want to say is that they don't really care about us. All I want to say is that they don't really care about us. Tell me what has become of my rights. Am I invisible because you ignore me? Your proclamation promised me free liberty. Now I'm tired of being the victim of shame. They're throwing me in a class with a bad name. I can't believe this is the land from which I came. You know, I do really hate to say it. The government don't want to see. But if Roosevelt was living, he wouldn't let this be. So Michael Jackson fans, you probably were like singing that song as I was reading the lyrics. But that's basically how I feel about the United States government now. They don't care about us. They never did care about us. The only thing they care about is their greed and their personal desires. And let me explain, where I'm taking this from. So there have been a few states in the United States. Texas is one of them. Georgia is another. Florida, it looks like they're trying to do it, but I'm not sure if they're just there yet. They are talking about reopening certain businesses because they're deemed to be essential now. So those businesses are nail salons, barbershops, hair salons, and I think massage parlor. So they are reopening these businesses in Texas and in Georgia. I believe there were people in Florida protesting that they should open up these businesses or reopen the economy. So basically what I guess these states are trying to do is reopen the economy. One lieutenant governor from Texas, I don't know what his name is. I should have looked it up. But when I saw the video, it just made me mad. I couldn't even find out what his name was. This fool got on television and said that we are reopening the economy because there are more important things than just living. Let me repeat for all of you to hear. This idiot said that we have to reopen the economy because there are more important things than just living. I'm like, where was this person born? Like, what? Does that make any sense? And you know what? Let me calm down because I need to gather my thoughts so that I can speak intelligently. But as we all know, nail salons, hair salons, massage parlors, they are not essential. Now, of course, I would love those items right now because my nails are looking janky, my feet are barking, okay? I got nail polish hanging on for dear life. It is hanging on for dear life. I'm stressed because I'm in the house all freaking day, so a massage would be nice. But do I believe it's essential in order for me to live throughout this pandemic? No. I'll just improvise. I'll find something else. I'll give myself my own massage. I have like a massage stick or something. Or I have like a little foot massager that I bought from Walmart. I'll just use that and give my own self a massage. It's like I can improvise. But when this lieutenant governor from Texas got on the television, he was real bold. He got on national television and said that there are more important things than just living. Because I got to make sure that there is a world for my children and grandchildren to be in. I'm like, okay, so he's a selfish son of a gun. Super selfish. And so here's my thought. Here's my thought with all of this. And, I'm just thinking out loud. So if we reopen this economy and everybody goes out and goes to these essential businesses and they contract the coronavirus and then they're constantly spreading it from person to person to person to person through, contact or whatever. Because in these places that are so quote unquote essential, there's no 6 feet social distancing that's come into play. How can you give a massage 6 feet away? You can't. Maybe with your toes. Can you do it with your toes? Not going to be effective for $60. $60 or more, rather. and I'm paying for a massage. No. No, 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 no. How are you going to stay 6 feet away at a nail salon? You can't. You can't. The people got to touch your nails. They got to touch your feet. They got to do all of that. So it's like, what? So, back to my thought. So, if... and I'm trying... Because I'm so mad right now. So, I'm trying to make sure that my thoughts make sense. So if these essential businesses are opening up and everybody is making all this contact just for the sole purpose, so you're opening up these businesses just for the sole purpose of restarting the economy. If everybody who is participating in this foolery contracts the coronavirus and spreads it to everybody and everybody dies, what economy do we have? We have none. There's no economy if there's no people to, input into the economy. Do you see what I'm saying? What's the rationale? What's the rationale? And the lieutenant governor, he was like, there's only 500 people dying, out of millions of people. So why are we shutting down the economy for that? Because it's spreading. It's just not like it's just in, the state of Texas where it's just 500 people dying. If you add that up with everybody in the United States and then, furthermore, everybody in the world, this is a freaking pandemic. It's something to be taken seriously. And people are taking the okie doke. Please, 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 please. If you all live in Atlanta, Georgia, the state of Georgia, and the state of Texas, or wherever, whatever other state that is opening up these businesses, peep game. This is complete game. I don't know if they're trying to, implement population control. This is a conspiracy theorist within me. I don't know, but peep game when you see it. Okay, when they open up these businesses on Friday, stay at home. Stay at home. Still practice social distancing. Because from what I saw, in Illinois, in Illinois alone, Illinois is where I am presently. In just Illinois alone, they said we haven't even reached our peak yet. We haven't reached our peak yet. And this thing has been going on since, I know it's probably been going on since last year, but we've been pretty much shut down since, I think it was March 21st. And we're going on, we just finished up a month in quarantine, so we're going on month 2. And we haven't even reached our peak yet. Also, I saw that there's probably going to be a second wave of the coronavirus coming through that's going to be even more deadlier than the first. And people are thinking about, restarting the economy so they can get money into their pockets. It's like, nah, bruh. And people will be so naive to, follow along with this. I'm so confused. It's and you know what? Don't get me wrong. I know the importance of the economy. I know that, we need the economy in order to survive. I know as a country. I know that, if we don't restart the economy, we're going to wind up going into a recession and then eventually a depression. I know. But what's more important to our country? Is it the people or is it money? Which one is it? Clearly it's money. Clearly it's their greed. Clearly it's their personal needs and desires. It's frustrating. Whereas people are dying. People are dying every day. I saw in Michigan where this 6-year-old, died from the coronavirus. A 6-year-old. She didn't even get a chance to live. Had no chance whatsoever. What do you do in 6 years? There's really nothing that you could really accomplish in 6 years. She died. She died. I even have an aunt and an uncle who contracted the coronavirus. And basically what happened is my uncle, he went to help this older lady who had COVID-19, didn't know that she had it, so she spread it to him, and then he brought it home and spread it to his wife. So they both have it. Now my aunt, has pretty much recovered, thank God. My uncle, on the other hand, is struggling with his fever. His fever keeps spiking, and as all of you know, that's a main symptom of COVID-19. So he's struggling. People are like struggling with this disease. My mom, who is a nurse, is debating as to whether or not she should go to the McCormick Place, which, if you guys aren't familiar with the Chicagoland area, McCormick Place is like a huge convention center that we have a lot of our special events at. Some of those are like Comic-Con and different things like that. But McCormick Place right now, it's like a holding place for a lot of COVID-19 patients because there's so many of them. And there is a shortage of healthcare workers, so nurses, doctors. My mom is a nurse, so she keeps getting an alert, basically stating like, "Hey, we have a shortage. Please help." So she's trying to make a decision as to, if she should help. Like it's getting really bad. And I don't know why people are not taking this seriously at all. But maybe when it hits home, like it has for me, maybe that's when people change their minds. I don't know. With this lieutenant governor, maybe if COVID-19 hit his kid or his grandkid or whatever, maybe he will, think twice about reopening the economy. Maybe that wouldn't be his priority. Maybe his priority will be human life. I don't know. But seeing this and hearing this is just super frustrating. And I had to talk about this because I want people to be smart and I want people to be aware. Even though the government says, "Oh yeah, it's safe. Oh yeah, it's fine. Just practice these few things and, you'll be fine." The government isn't always right. It isn't always right. I don't care who your governor or your president or, whoever is in power, whoever that is. They're not always right. Just think before you act. If your person who is in the position of power is telling you to do something, do your research first. Think about it first before you just act upon it. So, with this Texas lieutenant governor saying, "Oh yeah, we're going to reopen the state and, so that we can restart the economy or whatever," think about it. COVID-19 is still on the rampage. COVID is not going anywhere so far. It seems like she is here for the remainder, okay? Because I'm like, throw the whole 2020 year away. It's over. It's over. But COVID-19 isn't going nowhere. So COVID-19 and a lot of states haven't even reached their peak yet. Like, why is the governor trying to restart the economy? That would be my question. That would be my question. Like I said, I understand the purposes of making sure that the economy is vibrant and healthy. I get it. Especially when it comes to small businesses. I work for a small business and we've been severely impacted. So I get it. I understand. But, I feel like human life should take priority. I feel like it should. And this whole pandemic is showing just how much human life is not a priority. It's not. Because, of course, when you see people dying, you're thinking like, oh, they're not my family member, so who cares? We become so immune to people dying. Just from this pandemic alone, we are immune. We are completely immune because it's not our family member. Our family member isn't dying from COVID-19, so why should we care? Why should the government care if none of their family members have contracted COVID-19? Maybe because they got the cure. Maybe they got the vaccine and they straight. And they haven't given it out to the general public. That could be a possibility. I wouldn't be surprised. But why should they care? The only thing that they care about is filling their own pockets. But I just want you guys to just think and just be aware of what's going on in our world. It's horrible. It is horrible what is going on right now. And I just want you guys to think, those who live in Georgia and Texas, Florida, whatever other states are reopening their doors, just think first. Just think, just take some time to think about this whole pandemic. If it's really safe to go outside and, participate in this foolery. Just think. Because once it hits home, maybe you'll think twice. I don't know. But I had to do an episode on this. I'll try to be a little bit more fluffier next week. But I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Let me know your thoughts. What are your thoughts in the economy reopening up for certain states? Let me know. Send me an email at mindofmillennials@gmail.com. That is mindofmillennials@gmail.com. You can also like our Facebook page, The Millennial Mind. Make sure you like the page and share a comment on there as well. Also, we do have an Instagram page. Yay! So make sure you follow us on Instagram. It's _millennial mind. That's _millennial mind. Make sure you follow us on Instagram. Share your comments on there. And of course, I always have a quote for you guys to try to encourage you and to encourage myself also. And my quote for this week is, difficult roads often lead to beautiful destinations. And that's what I believe with this whole COVID-19. It is a difficult road for us all. This pandemic is just really difficult, and probably more difficult for healthcare workers and for families of those who are going through COVID-19. And of course, the ones who are fighting COVID-19. But I know we are at the bottom now. We are way at the bottom. But the only way forward is moving up. We have no choice but to go up because we've hit rock bottom. So even though we're on this difficult road now, something beautiful is in the future. I know it is. So keep your head up, stay prayerful, stay cautious. And I hope to hear from you guys about your comments. And until next week, I will see you guys soon.